Hello, my name is Richard Johnson, and today I'm presenting examples of how Philips drives better user experience through meaningful innovation. For over 130 years, Philips has been improving people's lives with a steady flow of groundbreaking innovations. In those 130 years, we've evolved from a global electronics conglomerate to the leading healthcare company. The 1.8 billion euros we're investing in R&D on an annual basis is all dedicated to healthcare solutions. These investments earned us the Derwent Top 100 Global Innovator for 8 consecutive years, as well as BCG's #1 Most Innovative MedTech Company Award. In the domain of wearables, Philips was the first to market the optical heart rate monitors on the wrist and to provide skin conductance for continuous stress measurements. More on that later. At Philips, we take a holistic view of people's health journeys, starting with healthy living and prevention, precision diagnosis and personalized treatment, through to care in the home, where the cycle to healthy living begins again. This health continuum is at the center of our strategy, and we deliver connected care solutions for inpatient, outpatient, community and home monitoring. It's our purpose to improve people's health and well-being through meaningful innovation. Within Philips, the Biosensing Platform is the central team that delivers biosensing solutions to Philips businesses and external customers throughout the health continuum tailored to specific use cases. Our leading position in the space of patient monitoring, diagnostics and sleep helps us to develop meaningful and actionable solutions in the consumer health space. Our current optical heart rate measurement not only provides the most accurate heart rate measurement for wearables, but it also boasts the widest portfolio of metrics, including medical-grade SpO2 and sleep tracking that accurately tracks sleep stages for healthy and unhealthy persons alike. This is important because around 5 to 7% of the general population has obstructive sleep apnea, and most of them are undiagnosed and unaware of any problem. Since the sleep stage algorithms in the market are developed for healthy persons, this can result in inaccurate information for this part of the population. We later extended our wearable offering with fall detection, building upon Philips' first fall detection product launched in 2010 by our elderly care business, stress detection and infection detection. The user experience we're striving for in all these innovations are to provide meaningful information to the user and to enable users to make this information actionable. 2 examples I would like to discuss in the remainder of this presentation: stress and infection detection. Let's start with the first example. Stress. Philips' research confirms what's already known in scientific papers. When you want to measure stress, heart rate signals provide only a part of the picture. Because the heart is activated by both the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. One must decouple this signal to determine stress. The sweat glands are, however, only activated by the sympathetic nervous system, SNS for short. This SNS is what triggers the human's fight or flight response, and this is where our stress comes from. A clean signal from this SNS will give us a more accurate measure of stress. At Philips, we've done just that. Lie detectors are in part based on the principle of skin conductance. Lie detectors measure skin conductance at the fingertips because the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet have the highest density of sweat glands. And Philips has been able to accurately measure skin conductance at the dorsal side of the wrist. Although there are fewer sweat glands at this position, through a patented method, Philips has been able to measure a signal at the wrist that's comparable to that of the palm of the hand. Furthermore, historically, science has looked at skin conductance levels to measure stress. However, skin conductance levels are influenced by thermal effects, which can cause an overestimation of stress. These effects are not visible when measuring with sensors at the fingertips. But if you place them in a watch at the wrist for continuous measurements, it can lead to an incorrect determination of stress. Also, skin conductance levels vary across individuals without it meaning the one person is inherently more stressed than the other. The approach our scientists took to correct these challenges have been independently validated in a 110-person study by the Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam. Of course, we haven't stopped at measuring an accurate stress level, because, as I said, Philips aims to create meaningful innovations that drive a superior user experience. Going beyond providing only data, we deliver insights to the user. What does that data really mean? One example, we know that stress, whatever the source, mental, physical, happy or sad stress, impacts a person's cognitive performance. The reason for this is that stress, independent of the sources I just mentioned, releases the hormone cortisol. Our unique method models these cortisol levels and shows the user his or her current levels of cognitive performance. The truly relevant part is that the Philips technology also can predict that if the user continues to do what they have been doing, the user will go into a so-called overstimulated stage, where the user's cognitive performance is impacted. As Nobel laureate Professor Kahneman explains, the user then falls back in his or her system 1 thinking, which is the one that's susceptible to bias and may not be the best one for making important decisions. The prediction the Philips biosensing technology provides will give the user time to change his or her behavior, for example by taking a walk, taking a break, or by doing some breathing exercises to better cope with the situation. In short, at Philips we don't only show you a number, but help you predict, provide insights, and take appropriate actions based on data. The second example is our cooperation with the US Department of Defense. Well before the COVID pandemic, Philips engaged with the DoD to work on prediction of infections. The objective was to use biomarkers such as pulse rate and respiration rate to predict if the user would likely to become ill. Our algorithm showed an impressive area under the curve of 0.82 for a 48-hour in advance prediction. For the DoD, such an algorithm is of value to isolate troops which are likely to become sick and thus ensure force readiness for the rest of the battalion or ship crew. While not so mission critical as for the DoD, you can easily see applications for employers and the users themselves to take preventative actions. The algorithm itself has been designed to recognize a wide variety of infections and is not specific to the symptoms of COVID, making it a future-proof solution. Again, here the critical user experience is to not just show the user values such as heart rate, but to turn them into meaningful information. With our experience as a healthcare company, we are fortunate to be able to leverage a large medical and regulatory team. When we develop solutions for our customers in consumer health, we aim to have a clinically underpinned, relevant and proven solution that works. What this means is that we do not release solutions unless we have tested all details. Accuracy on large datasets, both using fixed test protocols and free living tests, and human factor studies to test usability. The Philips team that develops solutions for external customers is the same team that serves as technology supplier for Philips products in the medical domain. We are ISO 13485 certified, which means that our way of working is certified to develop medical devices that can be submitted for regulatory approval. Our most recent achievement is that our camera-based vital signs measurement software has been submitted to the FDA for market clearance in the US. Once clearance is received, any party that integrates the Philips software for camera-based measurements can market an app as a medical device measuring pulse and respiration rate without having to go through an own regulatory process because Philips has taken the step out for customers. Currently, our team works with contact-based PPG sensors, camera or remote-PPG sensors, skin conductance sensors, also known as ElectroDermal Activity sensors, and inductive sensors. And other sensors will be added to the portfolio. The ambition of Philips is to provide health and well-being insights, because end users need meaningful innovations and not numbers. Thank you very much for your attention.